Asari, the giver of arable land who established ploughland, the creator of barley and flax, who made plant life grow. Asaralim, who was revered in the council chamber, whose counsel excels, the gods heed it and grasp fear of him. Asaralim Nuna, the noble, the light of the Father, his begetter, who directs the decrees of Anu, Enlil, and Ea, that is Ninshiku. He is their provisioner who assigns their incomes, whose turban multiplies abundance for the land. Tutu is he who accomplishes their renovation. Let him purify their sanctuaries that they may repose. Let him fashion an incantation that the gods may rest. Though they rise up in fury, let them withdraw. He is indeed exalted in the assembly of the gods, his fathers. No one among the gods can equal him. Tutu Ziukina, the life of his host, who established the pure heavens for the gods, who took charge of their courses, who appointed their stations. May he not be forgotten among mortals, but let them remember his deeds. Tutu Ziku they called him thirdly, the establisher of purification, the god of the pleasant breeze, lord of success and obedience, who produces bounty and wealth, who establishes abundance, who turns everything scant that we have into profusion, whose pleasant breeze we sniffed in time of terrible trouble. Let men command that his praises be constantly uttered. Let them offer worship to him. As Tutu Agaku, fourthly, let humans extol him. Lord of the pure incantation, who brought the dead back to life, who showed mercy on the bound gods, who threw the imposed yoke on the gods, his enemies, and to spare them created mankind. The merciful, in whose power it is to restore to life, let his words be sure and not forgotten from the mouths of the blackheads, his creatures. As Tutu Tuku, fifthly, let their mouth give expression to his pure spell, who extirpated all the wicked by his pure incantation. Shazu, who knew the heart of the gods, who saw the reins, who did not let an evildoer escape from him, who established the assembly of the gods, who rejoiced their hearts, who subjugated the disobedient. He is the gods' encompassing protection. He made truth to prosper, he uprooted perverse speech, he separated falsehood from truth. As Shazu Zisi, secondly, let them continually praise him, the subduer of aggressors, who ousted consternation off from the bodies of the gods, his fathers. Shazu Zuchrim, thirdly, who extirpated every foe with his weapons, who confounded their plans and turned them into wind. He snuffed out all the wicked who came against him. Let the gods ever shout acclamations in the assembly. As Shazu Sugurim, fourthly, who established success for the gods, his fathers, who extirpated foes and destroyed their offspring, who scattered their achievements, leaving no part of them, let his name be spoken and proclaimed in the land. As Shazu Zachrim, fifthly, let future generations discuss him, the destroyer of every rebel, of all the disobedient, who brought all the fugitive gods into the shrines. Let this name of his be established. As Shazu Zagurim, sixthly, let them all together and everywhere worship him, who himself destroyed all the foes in battle. Enbilulu is he, the Lord who supplies them abundantly, their great chosen one who provides cereal offerings, who keeps pasturage and watering in good condition and established it for the land, who opened watercourses and distributed plentiful water. Enbilulu Epadon, Lord of common land, and, let them call him secondly, canal supervisor of heaven and netherworld, who sets the furrow, who establishes clean arable land in the open country, who directs irrigation ditch and canal, and marks out the furrow. As Enbilulu Gugal, canal supervisor of the watercourses for the gods, let them praise him thirdly. Lord of abundance, profusion, and huge stores of grain, who provides bounty, who enriches human habitations, who gives wheat and brings grain into being. Enbilulu Hagal, who accumulates abundance for the peoples, who rains down riches on the broad earth and supplies abundant vegetation. Sirsir, who heaped up a mountain on top of Tiamat, who plundered the corpse of Tiamat with his weapons, the guardian of the land, their trustworthy shepherd, whose hair is a growing crop, whose turban is a furrow, who kept crossing the broad sea in his fury, and kept crossing over the place of her battle as though it were a bridge. Circe Malachne named him secondly, so be it. Tiamat was his boat, he was her sailor. Gil, whoever heaps up piles of barley, massive mounds, the creator of grain and flocks, who gives seed for the land. Gilima, who made the bond of the gods firm, who created stability, a snare that overwhelmed them, who yet extended favours. Agilima, the lofty, who snatches off the crown, who takes charge of snow. Who created the earth on the water and made firm the height of heaven. Zulum, who assigns meadows for the gods and divides up what he has created, who gives incomes and food offerings, who administers shrines. Mumu, creator of heaven and underworld, who protects refugees, the god who purifies heaven and underworld. Secondly, Zulumu, in respect of whose strength none other among the gods can equal him. Gish-Numunab, creator of all the peoples, who made the world regions, who destroyed Tiamat's gods and made people from part of them. Lugalab-Dubor, the king who scattered the works of Tiamat, who uprooted her weapons, whose foundation is secure on the fore and aft. Pagalguena, foremost of all lords, whose strength is exalted, who is the greatest among the gods, his brothers, the most noble of them all. Lugal-Durmach, king of the bond of the gods, lord of the Durmachu, who is the greatest in the royal abode, infinitely more lofty than the other gods. Aranuna, counsellor of Ea, creator of the gods his fathers, whom no god can equal in respect of his lordly walk. Dumaduku, who renews for himself his pure abode in Dooku. Dumaduku, without whom Lugal-Dooku does not make a decision. Lugal-Shuana, the king whose strength is exalted among the gods. The lord, the strength of Anu, he who is supreme, chosen of Anshar. Iruga, who plundered them all in the sea, who grasps all wisdom, is comprehensive in understanding. Kingu, who plundered Kingu in battle, who directs all decrees and establishes lordship. Kinma, the director of all the gods, who gives counsel, at whose name the gods bend down in reverence as before a hurricane. Dingir Esiskor, let him take his lofty seat in the house of benediction. Let the gods bring their presence before him until he receives their offering. No one but he accomplishes clever things. The 4 regions of blackheads are his creation. Apart from him, no god knows the measure of their days. Giru, who makes weapons hard, who accomplished clever things in the battle with Tiamat. Comprehensive in wisdom, skilled in understanding, a deep mind that all the gods combined do not understand. Let Adu be his name. Let him cover the whole span of heaven. Let him thunder with his pleasant voice upon the earth. May his rumble fill the clouds and give sustenance to the people below. Asharu, who, as his name says, mustered the divine fates. He indeed is the warden of absolutely all peoples. As Nibiru, let him hold the crossing place of heaven and underworld. They should not cross above or below, but should wait for him. Nibiru is his star, which he caused to shine in the sky. Let him take his stand on the heavenly staircase that they may look at him. Yes, he who constantly crosses the sea without resting. Let his name be Nibiru, who grasps her middle. Let him fix the paths of the stars of heaven. Let him shepherd all the gods like sheep. Let him bind Tiamat and put her life in mortal danger. To generations yet unborn, to distant future days, may he continue unchecked, may he persist into eternity. Since he created the heavens and fashioned the earth, Enlil the Father called him by his own name, Lord of the lands. Ea heard the names which all the Igigi called, and his spirit became radiant. Why? He whose name was extolled by his fathers, let him, like me, be called Ea. Let him control the sum of all my rights. Let him administer all my decrees. With the word 50, the great gods called his 50 names and assigned him an outstanding position. They should be remembered. A leading figure should expound them. The wise and learned should confer about them. A father should repeat them and teach them to his son. One should explain them to shepherd and herdsman. If one is not negligent to Marduk, the Enlil of the gods, may one's land flourish and oneself prosper. For his word is reliable, his command unchanged. No god can alter the utterance of his mouth. When he looks in fury, he does not relent. When his anger is ablaze, no god can face him. His mind is deep, his spirit all-embracing, before whom sin and transgression are sought out. Instruction which a leading figure repeated before him. He wrote it down and stored it so that generations to come might hear it.